Welcome everybody to week 4 recap for 75 hard. So I love doing these recap videos, sharing with you what we did during our week, any challenges and things that we learned about ourselves while we do this challenge. We had a special week this week, so stay tuned. Welcome again, and thank you for joining us for this recap video. I'm having a lot of fun making these. And yeah, week 4 of 75 hard. Oh, don't forget that we have 40% off any or all of our recipe ebooks. So if you want to enjoy more raw vegan meals, you're more than welcome to head over to our website right here and use code RAWFOOD40 to get that discount and enjoy more raw food. Again, you don't need to be a raw foodie to enjoy raw foods, but enjoy more of them because they're delicious. So what did we do this week? Well, this week was very special because it was our 2-year wedding anniversary. Yes, 2 years ago on August 24th, 2019, Nate and I were married at the Woodstock Fruit Festival. So on Tuesday, we celebrated our 2-year wedding anniversary. It was wonderful. Again, we did our workouts, we're drinking our water, but we wanted to spend a really special evening out. So we took our second workout of the day as a walk down the strip, and we walked for about almost 2.5 hours worth of walking that night. But we walked down to Caesar's Palace where we went to True Food Kitchen. We spoke with the chef and the server, and they worked together to create us a raw vegan salad. It had a cashew poblano dressing. It was romaine and kale, some carrots in there. It was not as much as we would have liked, and we were in a rush because after dinner we went to the Laugh Factory, so we did have tickets. We wanted to order more salad because it wasn't enough, but we did have an ice cream when we got home after our little evening out because we didn't have enough food. But it was so nice to have somebody else make some raw food for us, and the chef was more than happy to do something over and above for us next time we decide to come in. So he said to call in advance and he would work on creating something special just for us. And the chefs really like doing this kind of thing. So if you have a favorite restaurant, get in contact with the chefs, and more than likely, unless they're following a franchised menu that's really strict, normally you can ask the chefs if they would be willing to make something very special for you. And they're really excited to create these things because it is something different and they want to be creative and they love it. So don't hesitate to ask because you never know what you might get. The next day we got to meet one of our friends that we've met online, and she came over. We decided to make a raw soup. So before she came, I took the king oyster or trumpet mushrooms and I forked them to create kind of like a meaty texture for the soup, and I marinated it with some broccoli, some tomatoes, some onions with a sauce. And you can find these recipes, the soup recipes, in the soup book. I have 77 recipes in there. There are soups, stews, curries, and chilies. So anything that you would like that's cozy, warm, and especially coming into the fall in certain areas, those are nice to have. So definitely check that out if that's something you're interested in. Again, you can use the 40% off code RAWFOOD40 if you do get the soup. But once you marinate all of those ingredients, you can put them in the dehydrator for about an hour where the flavor is enhanced and they warm up a little bit. When you're ready to make the soup, keep it in the dehydrator while you blend the sauce. So the sauce or the soup base is kind of like just a dressing with extra water in it. So you can blend the soup base for about 2 minutes on high in your high-speed blender. The friction itself will actually warm up the soup. You can even test the temperature with a thermometer if you want to keep it in the 115 degrees Fahrenheit range or 45 degrees Celsius. Then you would take your marinating veggies out of the dehydrator, pour them into a big mixing bowl, and add the soup base. Stir that up and put it in some bowls and enjoy it with your loved ones or even just with yourself because it is delicious. So delicious that we actually had to have it the next day as well because we couldn't help it. We had it the next day. We added cucumber noodles to it, which was a wonderful addition. It was kind of like more of a gingery cucumber noodly dish. It was so delicious. We had a great time connecting with our friends. So for the books, I actually finished this one here, You Are a Badass Making Money by Jen Sincero, and I thoroughly enjoy her writing style. She's hilarious. There were many times where I read way more than 10 pages, so this one was really entertaining. And I'm moving on to a little heavier of a read. This is Animal Liberation by Peter Singer, and the pages are a lot bigger. If you see the difference, 10 pages in this one is a lot less than 10 pages in this one. So this one I'm finding it's taking a little bit longer to read the 10 pages, but it is pretty heavy. There's a lot of stuff in here that it's heartbreaking to read, but I really like to read up on these kinds of topics. So this is the book that I have started, and I'll talk a little bit about how it is once I finish that. I have a bunch of books that I'm going to read throughout this. Normally people can read around 5 books depending on the book pages and how many pages they read every night. So we'll see how many I can get done during this round of 75 hard. Keeping up with the workouts, I've been doing off and on a treadmill uphill climb again with some weights in between, and that's been doing really well for me. I just really, like I said in the last video, I love that I'm getting into the routine of working out. It's something that we do every morning, whether Nate goes for a bike ride or he has a call in the morning. There were a few times this week where we didn't go to the gym together, but we still make it work. We hold each other accountable. We're like, did you do your workout? So we make sure that that happens, and we really look forward to our evening walk together. It's become such a habit that it's just part of the evening. It's really become a special time that we like to share together. So overall, it was a beautiful week, had a lot of fun, and next week, again, more challenges as always, and focusing one day at a time really, really helps to stick to the routines. And that's what I like to talk about in a lot of my posts and my videos. It's mostly about planning and scheduling. If you can plan your day and schedule in what you want to do, then it's easier to do it. But if you're just winging it, it's a lot harder to get things in because the day just flies away, and before you know it, it's nighttime. But it really comes down to planning. The night before, plan. There's a great quote that I really love, that a successful day begins the night before. So the night before, set out your workout clothes. Maybe get the camera ready for your progress photo. Fill your water. Put your book on your nightstand. Whatever you need to do, maybe schedule it into your phone so you get a notification when it's time to go work out or when it's time to prep your food for the day. Because if you're having problems with prepping, planning the night before helps so much. But you also need to schedule it in. Schedule in the prep, schedule in your workout, write it down, make sure that you know clearly what you're doing the next day, and then just execute. All you have to do is follow your plan, and it's a lot easier. But again, easier said than done, I know. That's why it's a challenge, and it is challenging. I feel that the biggest challenge this week has been fitting work in. And I feel like that's just always gonna be my challenge, even though I don't wanna put those words out there to the universe. I'm really focusing on being a little bit more structured, and it's been wonderful. So thank you guys for sticking around during this journey. We'll be back next week for another update video. Hope you enjoyed this one, and don't forget you can get 40% off any or all of our recipe ebooks. Enjoy some delicious raw vegan food and support us. Go to this website right here and use code RAWFOOD40 to get 40% off any or all of the ebooks. But I love you so much. Thank you again for joining us, and we will chat soon. Much love. Fruit on.